Whilst the Bundesliga has, for the past decade, been a Bayern Munich monopoly, in the 2008-2009 season, Germany experienced one of the greatest title races ever seen, which resulted in an unlikely winner. This is the story of when Wolfsburg won the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg were founded by a group of workers from the Volkswagen car factory shortly after the end of the Second World War. They reached the Bundesliga for the first time in the 1990s, and whilst many initially expected them to go down, they managed to establish themselves in the top flight. In 2008, Felix Magath was appointed as the club's manager. In his previous job at Bayern Munich, he had taken the club to consecutive league and cup doubles. Magath, influenced by his former managers Ernst Happel and Branko Zebec, was a strict manager whose training sessions were known for their high intensity. He was referred to as the last dictator in Europe by one of his former players, and he would hand out fines for unnecessary back passes. Whilst his methods may have made him a lot of enemies, they certainly brought results. In his first campaign, Magath had made things look promising. He guided the club to 5th place in the Bundesliga, as they qualified for the UEFA Cup for only the second ever time. Hopes were high for the next season, but it was widely expected that Bayern would retain their title. Magath had a strong team available though, with the striker partnership of Edin Dzeko and Grafich, as well as the creativity of midfielders Zvezdan Misimovic in midfield. However, an inconsistent start to the season saw Wolfsburg in 9th place come the winter break. They were soon knocked out of the UEFA Cup by PSG, and whilst this seemed bad at the time, the lack of European competition would allow the players more time to recover between games, and soon they came to life. Wolfsburg's first match after the winter break was a 1-1 draw with Cologne, and afterwards they exploded. The magic triangle of Grafich, Dzeko and Misimovic were working wonders, as Wolfsburg could not stop winning. The run of 10 consecutive wins hit its peak when Wolfsburg hosted Bayern at home. The teams went in level at half-time at 1 goal apiece, but in an incredible 14-minute spell in the second half, 2 goals from Dzeko and 1 from Grafich saw Wolfsburg defeat Bayern by 5-1. One of Grafich's goals is regarded as one of the best the Bundesliga has ever seen. The Brazilian received the ball on the left-hand side of the box, with 2 defenders advancing on him. He managed to run rings around them before rounding the Bayern keeper. Surrounded by 3 defenders and moving away from goal, Grafich backheeled the ball towards goal, and it slowly but surely trickled into the bottom corner. It was a work of art, and Wolfsburg had now made a strong statement. Defeats to Energie Cottbus and Stuttgart derailed their title race, but a 3-0 win over Dortmund and a 5-0 away win to Hanover put the Wolves in pole position going into the final day. Wolfsburg were at home to Werder Bremen, knowing that a win would seal their first ever major trophy. Unfortunately, for the sake of the anxious Wolfsburg fans, it was done in style. Wolfsburg stormed to a 5-1 win, with 2 goals from Grafich, 1 from Misimovic, 1 from Dzeko and an own goal. For the first ever time, Wolfsburg were champions of Germany. A club that the previous decade were not expected to last long in their maiden voyage to the top flight had now conquered Germany and defied the odds, and they had done so in style. Grafich had netted an astonishing 28 goals in the league, whilst his strike partner Edin Dzeko was not far behind with 26. Together, they had broken the top-flight record of the most prolific partnership, set by the great Gerd Müller and Uli Hoeneß in 1972. Of the 54 that Grafich and Dzeko scored, 13 had been assisted by Misimovic, who also got the most assists in the league with 20. Felix Magath had masterminded a beautiful miracle. Wolfsburg were unfortunately unable to build on this success. Felix Magath had already agreed to a contract with Schalke and moved to them at the end of the season. Grafich and Dzeko would both leave in 2011, and Wolfsburg's only honour since their league victory came with the DFB Pokal in 2015, and it looks unlikely they will be lifting the famous shield anytime soon. Wolfsburg's title win is one of the great sporting miracles in recent memory. Like Leicester in 2016, the Wolves tore up the rulebook, not letting the odds rule them, and were guided by Magath to an incredible victory in style. Whilst the great Wolfsburg side may only have achieved one honour, it was one that will always be remembered fondly in German football.